What's going on, traders? Welcome to At the Close.
All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
What's going on, traders? Welcome to the show. Yes, I know. Where's Spencer? Where is Joe Elconin? I've been asking the same thing. Spence is on vacation. Looks like Joe couldn't make it today, but it's going to be me here today, guys. Money Mitch. I got a lot to talk about. I've been doing notes all day long. There's so much to talk about right now, guys. So we're going to get into some of those stocks right now. Let's go ahead and first, let's talk about the overall market. Then we'll get into some Bitcoin stocks that we talked about this morning and definitely saw a move up. So we want to go ahead and talk about those. Maybe talk a little bit about the Doge. Stick around, guys. I got someone especially from Moon and Bust, guys, waiting in the background. We'll get right to it. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about the overall market. Overall market looked like it did a decent, just little side move up. But one thing that I'm going to point out is that it keeps holding this 422.93 in this 423 area. I like that look. We could get a push. The Qs, man, they started pushing today. Now we're getting up there. Remember when we were looking at this right here, guys, we said, could we get up there past the high? Getting up there towards 350 is the look that I'm looking for. Right now, we just broke through that high, got up there towards 343.11, and there's some big stocks making some big moves today. We're going to get into some of those bigger names right after this, but first things first, let's have some fun. I thought let's bring a guest on from Moon or Bust. What's going on?
Hey, man.
What's up, big man? What's up, man?
Happy to be here. Happy to talk more about crypto. That's all I do now, pretty much.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your show before we get into the stocks, just so if anybody didn't catch the show prior to this and is jumping into At the Close, they know where to find some crypto.
Yeah, on Moon or Bust, we pretty much only focus on altcoins in the whole crypto sphere, the whole space. So, I mean, we do talk about Bitcoin too, but it's mainly about those lesser known, small market cap, or even bigger market cap, but mainly the lesser known cryptos, just any altcoin you can think of. If it's listed on PancakeSwap or only one place and you can only find it there, we'll know about it and we'll tell you about it and we'll let you know how we feel about it.
Definitely, guys, check it out. Moon or Bust. It was on right before this. You could rewind it after this show and check it out, guys. So definitely. All right, let's get into some of those crypto stocks today. First thing first, I did see BT make a big move up today. And we were actually talking about that in pre-market. Ryan, I don't know if you've ever traded some of these Bitcoin stocks, but we did get some Bitcoin news, as we got over the weekend with Elon kind of mentioning that Tesla would take some Bitcoin. So that's why I mentioned this move this morning could possibly happen. And man, did we get it right out the gates. Yeah. 9:30. Look at this little rocket on up. And that, I think that was a good little trade if you caught it. So definitely out there, if you got that trade, that was BT. That was an interesting one. What do you think about the Bitcoin stocks as a way of playing Bitcoin?
I think it is a great idea. If you don't want to jump fully into crypto, or if maybe you just have a little bit of crypto on Coinbase or something, but you know stocks really well, but you also want to kind of transfer over into the crypto or add some of that to your portfolio, it's the perfect way to do it because they will still move up or down with the regular stock market, but they'll also be affected by the price of Bitcoin or the crypto market as a whole. So it's a really easy way to kind of ease yourself into the whole crypto trading space.
Definitely. If I wish I would have been seeing this move in the morning. I mean, that was a nice little lift there. Not a bad move at all. I mean, you're talking probably about like a 20-25% move in about less than 2 or 3 hours. I mean, you can't get that many times. So definitely a good move in BT. Let's see how Riot did. I know Riot's another one. Look at that one. Nice move up also. Another one that I point out is Mara. Mara also trades in this kind of same thing. Nice lift right out the gates. That's what I was kind of expecting. I didn't expect, a monster move because we didn't get that big of a move in Bitcoin, right? It was like kind of like a $2,000 move, Brian.
Yeah, it moved above 40K, and right now it looks like it's dipping a little bit. I mean, it's kind of getting hit right now. But not anything crazy. It's still not below 39. And right here, we talked about on Moon or Bust that we think that Bitcoin's going to go sideways for a little bit. Will either fall or it's going to rocket up soon. I think all the news surrounding the stock market, the whole stock market health is a lot better than it has been for a while. And I think that the crypto market now is kind of not really reflecting it because they don't correlate, but they're going hand in hand. So I think that I think Bitcoin, I think crypto stocks are awesome. I think it's a great way to invest. You can short it or you can go long. I mean, you can go either way. It's pretty cool.
And this is BTC USD, guys. We're checking it out. The last one I wanted to ask you about, and Brian, the reason I asked is because you probably know even more than me. I've been thinking about the Doge, man. I've been thinking about the Doge, and I have it drawn out here, and I'll keep the drawn out look just because that's kind of the way I'm really kind of seeing it. And I'll really quickly explain, guys. I feel that we were in a kind of a bullish trend all the way until this kind of time where we cracked right here on the daily. This was about May 18th. And then we kind of went into this little bearish trend. And the question is, can we break out over here, maybe around this 42 or 40 cents? I'm wondering, do you think there's some buildup here? Do you think we need a catalyst to really get it above? What are you kind of seeing in the industry talk?
Okay, so with Doge, it's kind of a loaded question or a loaded thing from me. So one thing I will say, I don't see much utility with Doge. I don't see it being a great, not that it's not a great long-term investment, but it shouldn't be at the price it is right now because of how it was built, why it was made, and what it was used for. It was just a meme. It's not really anything. And most crypto survives if they have a utility and more people get it. That being said, it's one of the most popular cryptos besides Bitcoin and Ethereum. I mean, it's like number 4 on the largest market cap out of all of them. So there's a lot of popularity and a lot of people holding on to it and gaining it. And if you can see this, it's trading sideways there's some bearish turns right there, but it is trading sideways as opposed to crashing back down to 8 cents, which I was kind of expecting it to do. So that gives it a lot more room to grow. And I think that it will, eventually. I mean, it'd be very hard for it to hit $1. That's a whole lot of money that has to go into it. But if anything can do it, it'd be Doge. Don't know when, but it could be.
Well, the question that has been asked and is probably going to continue to be asked is to the moon or not. We'll definitely pay attention to it. Thank you for coming on, Brian. One of the things is I wanted to get into some Bitcoin, and I thought no better way than to bring some experts from Moon and Bust on. So definitely check it out, guys. Check out his show.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. And
and also the Twitter tag. Where can they find you?
Yeah, at More Brian, or right there, MOIRBRIAN. Hit me up. Follow. I tweet a bunch of non-crypto nonsense, so light it up. Tell me who you want to see.
That's what I like to hear, man. Definitely check it out, guys. Moon or Bust. Appreciate you coming on.
All right. See you, bud.
All right, guys. So that was it. We talked some crypto. We got into that a little bit early. Now it's 3:13. Let's go ahead. I want to talk about some stocks, some big stocks that are moving. But before that, I wanted to talk about a monster move that I think we're starting to see. We're going to get into a little bit right now, and then we're going to check it out at the end of the day to see where it's moving. So this is the stock that I think could potentially be the next meme stock. I'm just going to bring it up right now. I'm going to go into it a little bit more, but look at Wolf in this last 1 hour candle. This is really starting to rip. This is Wolf, guys, Petco. Just wanted to put it on everyone's radar that this one is moving fast. So definitely check it out, guys. All right, let's go ahead and let's get into the At the Close show pretty much, guys. So the next stock up we saw today, Corsair, really getting a lift. And that was more based off of that Reddit kind of move. But let's take a look at Corsair and see where it's trading at right now. All right, guys. So in the open market, let's go ahead and take a look here. It did a pullback, got up there towards 42 in the intraday, and right at the open, it got up there to 42.97 there, guys. That was the high. We'll see if this one kind of continues. That was Corsair Gaming. I got out of it, guys. I already took my profit. I took my 34%. I can't be mad on Corsair Gaming. Taking 34% on this one was perfect for me, and not a bad gain at all there. So definitely a good move there. All right, so next up from Corsair, let's get into some of these bigger stocks. See what I saw today. AAPL, Apple making a big move up, guys. So that's AAPL. We're talking Apple. Let's take a look here, see what the move went. Definitely, guys. Nice rip up there. And this is kind of what I wanted to see if Apple was going to start looking strong for a push up, because it was looking weak down here when it was coming towards that 123. Now we're really starting to look strong again. And this is what we needed, guys. This is what we needed, because I think, really we need kind of these bigger tech stocks to kind of push us back up so that we can continue this run up and not fall into a correction. So one of the things I'm looking for is, do we get this continued rotation into these bigger named stocks? So that's what I think that's happening right now, is this slight rotation into these bigger named tech stocks. And I mean, you can see it here. Apple with a great day today. You saw it on the hourly chart, pushing on up there towards a high of 130.40 today. Let's take a look on the 5-minute. As you can see, it kind of red to green, but really pushed right on up, got up there towards that 130.40. And I'm going to continue to see if this one continues lifting. One of the ones that I'd mentioned, guys, and big name stocks, you're starting to see some other tech stocks also making moves. Tesla was on the radar today, guys, of course. So I'm watching this one. This one did a perfect lift right out the gates, all the way up there to 625, but now has been retracing and popping. So we're going to look for another pop. And then when that third pop comes, we don't want it to retrace all the way back down towards, let's say, the 614 level. We would want it to keep that VWAP and then just start trending on its way up. And this is Tesla, guys. TSLA. We're looking at Tesla right now. Let me know in the chat, guys, if you guys are enjoying this. What's going on out there? Let me know, guys. It looks like there's over 185 people joining in the chat. Let me know what stocks you guys traded today. And of course, like Nicholas says, smash that like button. Let's keep it going, guys. So Tesla's one that definitely put it on your radar. Keep a watch. I think this one could keep going. I love this one on Friday at 604. And I didn't get it, but I'm going to keep an eye on it to see if we can keep this one moving on its way up. As you can see, that lift towards 625 is going to be interesting. Big tech, guys. AMZN, Amazon. We're talking Amazon. Look at that nice candle today after already a strong candle that it had on Thursday. Indecision candle on Friday and a nice lift there. We're going to look to see if this one can get through 3400s. That's going to be Amazon. Definitely going to keep an eye on it. Any shot you would go more in depth on Pet Wolf? I just talked about it. Look at that chart. I'm going to get more in depth on it on Money Mitch. That's where I go in and talk about stocks like this. But I put it on a lot of people's radars. I think you're going to start seeing maybe an article or two come out on this. But definitely, I'm going to be watching it, guys, and we'll see that. AMC for 60. Yeah, AMC, what a nice move, guys. At the end of the day, I talked about it on Saturday, actually on Sunday, on my Sunday watch list. We talked about potentially in the pre-market, watch for a nice little washout through that 50 and then recovering that 50. And as you can see, when it recovered that 50, it really didn't look back. It pushed on up, went up to a high there of 60.54. I think this one could continue to run, especially if you got it now back down closer towards that 50. I would be feeling good if I was in AMC. So definitely it could continue moving. Woof, you got it, Jay. I'm putting it on everyone's radar. I want everyone to at least know about it before it makes a big run. It's already made a decent lift. I was watching the move the whole time. I almost got it. But to tell you the truth, the problem with these is that I'm over here trying to get ready for the show, and I just don't want to keep my eyes on Wolf. But if you guys are watching it, there you guys go, seeing the big move there. All right, so like I was talking about, the big tech move, guys, the big tech move. Look at Shop today, guys. Shopify making a big lift today. This is very important. We're going to talk about why it's important in a second, but look how this one's starting to lift, guys. This one got a great candle look today. This is Shopify, guys. Check it out, guys. Give me some thumbs up, guys, if you guys are liking me going through at the close, because I could have just not done the show and waited to Money Mitch a little bit later, but I wanted to do a show with you guys. I want to check out stocks from the chat. I want to be here with you guys, but do me the favor and hit that like button. All right, guys, let's keep it going. Shopify, look at that move today. I'm going to be keep watching this one because that hourly candles tell you it all, guys. Look at those hourly candles on Shop. I would definitely keep your eyes on big tech, guys. There's some big names out here starting to move. One that has been holding for a long time, Zoom's on the move, guys. I'm going to keep watching this one because we're starting to see that lift, and we're starting to get some strong candles in Zoom. This one could start roaring. Roku having a good day today. I'm going to be watching this one. This one you guys have heard me for a long time be a bull in. I'm very bullish Roku, and just with Roku, I'm also bullish a cheaper name. If you guys need a cheaper one in this one, I like VZIO. I've liked that one for a while. As you guys see from this chart, it's holding pretty decently. That's VZIO. But let's keep going with those big tech names that I think could get lift. PLTR starting to look good, guys. I don't know if you like PLTR, Palantir, but I think this is starting to look good. This is starting to look prime, and it could just start getting a breakout. Another big stock that you can take a look at, and of course, you got to look at some of the software that's going to be making moves now. CRM making a big lift here, guys. That's Salesforce. Salesforce, I think, is going to really start pushing towards that high, that 284.50. Look at that lift today through that 246. I think you're going to start seeing software as a service really start lifting as you're getting a reopening play here. All right, let's keep it going, guys. Let's keep it going. Smash that thumbs up. You guys already know where you guys at. ITRM. I got you, Jason B. I'll take a look right quick before I'll interrupt right quick. Let's keep it going here. I'll take a look. Not a bad play. Not a bad play. The biggest thing is this one's a little bit gappy. But one of the things that happens here is you got volume down here and kind of a curve effect and then volume continuing. This one is going to run into a little bit of a resistance. It looks like it already ran into that resistance today. So definitely pay attention towards that 211. You can see from back here on this kind of January 25th day, it had a nice resistance there, and it ran right into it today. See if it can get above that level tomorrow with some big volumes. All right, guys, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. If you want to talk a little bit about cannabis, I'll be talking a little bit about cannabis on Money Mitch, so stick around for that. I saw that Kern mentioned in the chat. I do like that one. Jemiah is actually one, Conrad, that I was thinking about going long on today. I'm not the biggest fan of this stock, but at the end of the day, I think it could get a lift. Now this is starting to look interesting here. The biggest key is, can it hold this kind of indecision candle? This indecision candle right here, I want to see this really start lifting and getting up through there. Now, we did get this big lift back when kind of you got that push from kind of Citron, but we'll see if this one can kind of get that lift. The biggest thing that I would pay attention to is that trend line. If you draw this over here, you should see that kind of go through that lift, through that 34 with some big volume pop. That's Jemiah. Kern, what's going on? What's going on? I'm going to talk about it, but you got to come to Money Mitch, man. You got to come to Money Mitch if you want to find out about this one. I literally, this is the one I wanted today, guys. Cannabis, guys. It's on the move, guys. So to keep your eyes on those. I'm not going to go in too in depth with that one because it's for Money Mitch. And I'm going to hold that one. So let's keep it going. Let's go to another one that I wanted to take a look at. Some bigger stocks. We've been talking about it. This is what I think you guys really need to start paying attention to. Kathy is back, baby. Kathy is back. I'm calling it now, guys. ARK, ARKK. I think you got the bottom. The bottom's already in near that 100. You're starting to see a lift in these stocks that Kathy owns. You're starting to see the lift in the ETF. I think it's the time to really start paying attention to that ETF. You got that lift out. Now you're really getting up there towards that 118. I would look for a pullback closer towards 115 to really start sizing in. But Kathy Wood is definitely out of the woods. I like it. I like it. Wood is out of the woods. Nicholas, I hear you. I hear you. We're going to be paying attention to this. I do think that you can start seeing a lift here. Remember, the top holdings are Roku, are Zoom, are Docu. So look at Docu. Look at this, guys. Look at how this is getting a rip. Look at that, guys. So pay attention, guys. DOCU. The biggest holdings in ARKK are starting to move. I think now you really need to start paying attention to that. It could keep going, guys. Could keep going. Kern was just halted. Ooh, stay tuned, guys. I can even show you guys Twitter messages from like kind of like last week where I was giving Kern. So, I mean, we'll keep an eye on that one. Definitely cannabis making a move, and we'll get into that. All right, guys, next up, let's talk a little bit about some other movers here. One of the ones that I wanted to get into is potentially reopening plays. How are they doing it? Where's this other one? All right, guys, so I'm going to talk about a reopening play that is on my mind. Oh, I wanted to get into the biotech mover, but let me talk about this one really quickly. All right, guys, so look at MGSE. All right. Oh, no, it's MSGE. So we're talking Madison Square Garden Entertainment. I'll put the ticker up here for you guys. Let's keep watching here. All right, guys. MSGE. There you go, guys. Let me put this up here. All right, guys. So this is the entertainment side of Madison Square Garden Entertainment. I think you could see a lift in this stock and it really start pushing back up here. The biggest thing for me is going to be 90 in the next couple of days, getting up there towards 95. You want to see a big push in this one. Reason why is I like the weekly. Even look at this weekly look. If we could get above here and start pushing up there through the 92s, up there to the 94s, that would really look good for MSGE, guys. This is one of my reopening plays that I'm going to keep a watch on for sure. And if you guys want some more reopening plays, definitely stick around. Money Mitch has a really good one that was moving also. I got so much fire from Money Mitch. I might have to call an ambulance or something to save me because I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold it till then. But let's keep it going, guys. Let's move into the next stock. I did see one move up today, guys. This is one that we've been keeping a watch on. So let me go ahead and bring up the news here. I wanted to bring it up here. All right, let me get that rundown up here. And so I'll bring you guys the news also with it. So the one that I was keeping an eye on was not NVAX, but keeping an eye on NOVN that had a phase 3 trial release, guys. So you're talking NOVN. This morning, I was looking at this one. I really thought this one could keep kind of getting a lift up. It did get a big pullback on that Friday, but look at this lift. This morning, it was up a significant amount. I thought it could get a continued push and nice lift right out the gates, guys. This one actually reported the B Simple pivotal phase 3 trial of SB206 and achieved a statistical significance for the primary endpoint. And this was a good lift right out the gates, guys. Nice little push up. If you would have saw this kind of trend line down, you could have seen that lift come through that. And where does it go to, guys? It comes back to prior resistance. Prior resistance becomes the support. The stock holds sideways, it gets the volume, and it pushes on up, guys. All right, so nice little move there in NOVN. I hope somebody caught that move. That was an interesting push. Definitely, guys. Let me know in the chat if you guys are looking at specific stocks. I will take a look at those, and we can keep running through. We're going to do a lot of kind of a long-term kind of ticker time, guys. So definitely, guys, put those tickers in the chat. Hit the like. Let's keep this moving. Let's go into one that I wanted to take a look at today, Hexo. Hexo actually had earnings today, guys. And so this is a kind of more cannabis stock that is struggling. The earnings weren't the best. It had a Q3 net loss of about 20.7 million Canadian. But we're going to be paying attention. The revenues at 22.7, up a little bit year over year. We'll see if this one can keep moving. But we did see Kern move. Did we see CGC move today? The CGC actually moving on the downside here. So we'll see if this one can kind of lift in the next couple of days. I did see a lot of initiations on Oatly. Oatly got a lot of initiations, so we're definitely going to pay attention to this one. Look at this one going into the close. This one's looking interesting, really starting to push up into the close here. This one had multiple ratings at near 29 and 30s. Piper Sandler did announce a price target of 30, Morgan Stanley at 29, a bunch of them near those levels. But guess what, guys? I'm super excited because I'm going to be able to breathe in a second. I see the one, the only, and I'll tell you what, guys, if you guys don't hit the like and smash this up here, I'm going to tell him why is he going to come on? We got Joel Elconin in the back, guys. Smash that like. Let's get him on, but only and only if we can get it up there to those likes. I only see 45 likes, guys. Come on. Where are those likes at? You guys want to see Joel Elconin? Where you guys at? Come on. Where are my Joel Elconin fans at? Do you guys want this guy? Come on, guys. Smash it up. There it is. I'm seeing them jump. 60. Can we get 70? 70 gives us 80. 80 gives us 90. 90 gives us 100. The man, the myth, the legend, Joel Elconin.
You're making me blush, Mitch. You're making me blush. How you doing?
Man. Hey, hanging in here, seeing some moves out there. I know you probably saw those big techs moving today.
Yeah.
What
on
lift?
fire. Yeah, I mean, just rotation, right? And then finally into the big boys. We'll just recap what's going on in the overall market. I'll share my screen, and then we'll drill down. Apple comes alive. It could be coming off that conference over the weekend, but we'll drill down. And the Fang is back, and I think that's darn good for the market. S&P's just a slow roll south off the open. Couldn't get to Friday's low, and it was just so begrudging. Friday's low, 21.50, got 24.50 now. Bouncing up, trying to get green on the session. Crude couldn't handle that $71 handle, got to 71.98, back under 71, still up 4 cents, and probably going to post a new high, new 18-month high if we can close in this area. What was Friday's close? 70.91. So right there, crude hanging in there. Gold down 12.80. It was down a lot more. The inflation trade tried to get back up, but still in the red. I don't like it's distancing itself from 1900. Silver, that's in the red, but back above 28, down 13 cents now. Bitcoin took a sniff of that 40,000 handle. Didn't really like it. Got up to 41,070. We're back off. Still up 2,300 on the day at 29.6 1/4. Ethereum holding on to its gains too. Up $136 at 25.41 1/4. Mitch, where do we want to pick up from some of this morning stocks, or do we got some new stuff to look at?
Well, definitely. I did kind of a little bit preface that tech. We'll get into that tech, definitely. I think it's a rotation like you mentioned, but I did see some stocks making move. The biggest question was, how far down did Ride go? And you know, I had someone tell me a joke, and I thought it was a little bit funny, but
is it
Steve burns out. He's done. He's out. He took his cash. He's out. Ride. The question is,
out of Ride or out of the markets?
Out of Ride. You know, the Ride lost their CEO, their CFO, Steve Burns. Yeah. So
yeah.
He
okay.
He burned on out.
Okay.
Steve Burns.
No, I know. I don't know. This is how slow I am. There's a guy on Twitter named Steve Burns too. That's pretty active on Twitter, I think. But no, you got that one by me. The only thing I can say about this is I don't want to poo-poo Triple D's technical analysis skills at all anymore. We had talked, let me show the pre-market activity. And obviously, this is never good news, right? When you're changes in the C-suite under the duress that company has been, And here was a low. It got to like 918, had a little bit of a pop. But what Dennis mentioned was this low that you had on the dailies right here. And that was 888. And he figured, hey, yeah, 888 actually was your 3-day low right here. So he was thinking, hey, come down here, test it. If it holds and has a chance to rally, they took it under $9, got to 891. Now back in the $9 handle, but not really sprinting away. So we'll keep an eye on that. 890, that's your level for tomorrow. Not a super strong close, just bad news after bad news for the company. You also had another daily low just under that, but for tomorrow, we'll see if we can hold that 890 low.
All right, now the big news of the day that we didn't get too much into in pre-market prep, but might as well cover it. Of course, the COVID vaccine, NVAX, the shares were trading up in pre-market, but they gave it back near the open there. What are you thinking about this chart after kind of a decent overall effectiveness in the study hit 90.3%?
Yeah, we looked at this one, I believe, at 9:30 in between on pre-market prep plus, and it got the pop, but it already had been starting to fade near the open, right? You got the pop over 235, and then right early in the session, 50 is was that low right off that opening bell. Nothing really relevant in that area, but just the fact you couldn't get through the pre-market low. We were looking for at least a gap fill, and that would have been down to 211.27. It did better than that. It even took out the low from yesterday at 200.61. So, just investors caught in this red bar here. They're seeing it up just on, in the pre-market. Came in, I'd say nice bounce off 200. I would use that as my line in the sand. 200, stay above there. 3 out of the last 4s in that area. Has a chance to turn up, but just a profit taking there in Novavax. And the vaccine, these stocks, I think the only one that has just really just kept on busting higher, and now it's pulled back a little bit, is Moderna. mRNA, and we saw that hit some major resistance last week at 220. So a lot of profit taking on these pops in these smaller biotech companies with the COVID-19 vaccine.
Yeah, and one thing I've been noticing, I mean, we're going to continue watching to see if the trend continues, but ever since that BIIB kind of move, and it's looking like it's setting up here, but ever since that, I think you've been seeing a bunch of these biotechs, just if they release anything good, they're getting definitely in favor with the investors.
Yeah. I mean, these bigger companies like Pfizer, it's not a big a deal too, but Biogen, let's check on Biogen. How are we doing? It's seesaw and in. Nice technical 427, 2 highs right there from Thursday and Friday after a wild week. And now 395 looking big. 95.33, you're low on Friday, 95.57 today, and $10 bounce here. So that a rally, a pullback, but looks like it's trying to gain steam again, keeping an eye on 395.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and let's talk a little bit more about that rotation that we're seeing, Joel. We like to pay attention to them. So I've definitely seen the move lately in the Qs. I was really waiting for the sleepy Tesla and Apple to wake up. I thought those needed to get woken up. We saw Amazon looking good. Google was looking great. Today, which one do you want to take a look first? Tesla looks like it's starting to set up, but Apple, what a move, right?
Yeah, that was the one. And I guess we talk about trading ranges, and the thing about trading ranges is what it does is it provides you up with support resistance, right? And so an area to potentially sell or short against. But then when it finally busts through, you get a chance to, it's one of those rare occasions where, you can turn around, flip it, reverse course. And this was strong in the pre-market, carried right out of the regular session. Made quick work of yesterday's high, 27.44. made quick work of the high from last week. That was 280.46 and stuck into the 130 handle. Now pulling back, but you could say, hey, this could be the first of a 2-day move here for Apple, since it had a nice 2-day move, 4 days of consolidation, and now the move here. Next target on the upside, 131 and a quarter. And 131.49. Let's call it, just call that whole 131.35 area. Next targets, definitely within reach, within $2 here, where we're currently trading for Tuesday session.
All right, I want to take a look at it, and we'll get into one that I want to take a look at. But for right now, I did bring up Zoom, and I started talking about it, Joel. And you can take a look also at the ARKK, of course. But I think this is when you start looking at Kathy Wood again, because it's starting to look good for her. I mean, you look at Zoom, look at Roku, DocuSign, the 3 top leading holdings, doing really great right now.
Yeah, this is almost $100 move, huh? Actually, getting darn close to it. Maybe they're more than just a stay-at-home play. Look at this longer term perspective. You had the big tumble, right, from nearly 588, 84, 2-for-1 stock split. Let's look at this from a couple different perspectives. If you want to keep your bullish cap on, you think, hey, maybe we'll get half of this move back. You need to get to that 430 area, 430, 432, couple monthly highs in that area. Just I'd be a little cautious over the next day or two, because this is a big up. This is a big up day. You did make a high for the move, the recent move, but a tighter range. So sellers and buyers coming together a little bit more, but in a tighter range. S&P's just slowly eking up here. The big boys, I see the 2 top 4, 6 stocks in the index, all green between 0.25% and 2%. They're trying to pull the S&P's green here, but maybe a couple days of just hanging out for Zoom, as opposed to just crashing right back down to 360 or 370. So a couple days kind of trading right in the middle, the high and the low here, 359.40, 369.58. Not quite an inside day, but important to get through 370 tomorrow, and on the downside, holding 360.
All right, I'd get into Corsair, but it just kind of didn't do too much. A nice little flush, little sideways action. But I got out, Joel. I took my profit. I'm not mad. I gave it a chance there at the open to keep going. But what I did was I just set a stop there. And I said, if it breaks it, it breaks it. I'll just take my gain. And if it keeps riding, it can keep moving. So CRSR. Let's take a look at the chart, though.
Yeah, we were watching that. That just kept on moving up into the open. That's CRSR, should be an easier symbol to type.
Right.
Boom, boom, boom. Here's where if you were using that pre-market high right before the opening bell, 42.60, right? And it got through it, but just only momentarily. It went to 42.97. Then you got the profit taking. Here, the pullback. This would have been the tough move to catch this move from 36 to 42, but failed, making to make a new high of the day. For tomorrow, we are settling in the lower end of the range. So longer term, or at least for tomorrow, you want to see us hold here at 35.65. And then turn back up. And do we have anything on the dailies? I'm trying to see if there was something at 42 or 43. Boom, boom. What was this high? Nope, that was 42. And I remember talking, the next one was 44. But right there, good lesson in keeping an eye on the pre-market high. See how the stock reacts. See if it can hold that. And then, using that, instead of trying to pick a top, Mitch picked a point on the way down to say, hey, enough is enough. So a good trade on that. We'll see if it can hold that gap area and curl and turn around and go back up.
All right. I know that probably is not your favorite stock to talk about, but AMC is still holding well.
Good day.
See if some meme stocks kind of keep it going. But I did talk about a meme stock earlier that is been ripping into the close, Joel. I had to talk about it, but we'll talk about that one probably more than likely tomorrow. It'll be one of the biggest stocks. But AMC, nice day, holding that 50 in pre-market. And what do you think now?
I think that the market's giving you a good level here. 60.55. High today, 60.62. June 8th high, another high to upper 59 handle. Backed off a little bit, but that's clear. Your next leg up, getting over that 16.55 high, holding it. And then after that, I want to get super carried away on the long side, but I'd be interested to see if it can make an new all-time closing high. 62.55, that was on the second. Might not have been like the greatest level to sell at on the third, the following day when you went to 68.80, but it sure was a darn good level when it settled $11 lower at 51.34 that day, and then continued lower. That was a wild session. But hit a little bit of resistance pulling back. But we'll see. AMC not dead yet.
Definitely not dead yet. I heard some good movies coming out in November, so we'll see how that keeps the story alive, as I like to say. It's always about the story here, so let's keep it going. Let's go into another one. So one that I wanted to talk about, Oatly actually not doing the worst. That was that recent IPO that did get those ratings this morning. OTLY, multiple upgrades. Starting to get that initiation coverage. A lot of people talk about this one because they can't find it in their grocery store, or they say that when they look in their grocery store, it's sold out. So you guys let us know, the pre-market prep, if you've ever seen Oatly in the store, was it sold out? Let us know in the chat. What are you thinking about this chart?
Well, the analysts got it going, right? And got it to a new high. I think a little bit of caution here because you got a definite resistance point. 873 was the high yesterday, and it looked like you could get through it today when you went to 29 even. Backing off, but important now. We'll see what happens the remainder of the session. But important now to regain that closing price, that all-time closing high price from yesterday. Actually, Friday settled right at the high tick, 28.73. That was the high. That was the high tick for the session, the all-time high on Friday. And then, boom, you just did a little bit better than that off the open, getting to 29. So a little pullback. Analysts get a little bit of carried away there. On the downside, you do have good support. Two lows in the same area, right at 26.5 and 26.39. So not quite matching range days, outside day, but definitely setting up some good parameters for tomorrow.
Definitely. We'll keep our eyes on that oat milk, but I've had the chocolate milk. I haven't had the regular milk. You're going to have to try it out, Joel. The chocolate milk is pretty good. I like the chocolate milk because it has a little oatmeal taste to it, and it doesn't taste too bad. It's nice and thick.
I don't like oatmeal. I'm a big breakfast guy, but I'm not an oatmeal guy.
Not an oatmeal guy, so maybe Oatly not for you, Joel. All right, so one in the chat that I thought was really interesting. We talked about the Bitcoin stocks today. They did really well. But another one that is really standing out to me, and reason why is I'm even thinking about starting to invest in it, is Coin. Look at that.
How did we do today? It needed a day. Yeah,
6% day, over 6% day. Not a bad move there.
Yeah, Dennis was mentioning that one, like, hey, needs a little kickstart, and the uptick in Bitcoin is doing it today. Let's see. What do we look? Oh, let's look at the dailies, and we had a good level. We did give you guys a good level in the dailies. 229.79, exact matching highs from the 9th and the 10th. Now, you might have got a little faked out there because it gapped open and it opened right there. So if you blinked and you were worried about the gap, you missed one hell of a trade because it got up to all the way to 239.76. Still not only a buck off that high. Boy, at 239, I see this 241.50 high. So setting up for tomorrow, follow through. Bitcoin kind of hit the top of its trading range, but nice move through the double top from Wednesday and Thursday on that. And looks like it's still going strong, up on good volume as well. Boy, this stock, man, it actually made a double bottom at 1742. So new stock, kind of, trading kind of technical though. S&Ps led by Fang. We just ticked unchanged here. That rally, or that decline we had this morning, you could just tell the way it was going down. It was like hitting bids and then hitting more bids and then hitting more and more and more bids and just firmed up there. Didn't quite, as I said, didn't quite get to Friday's low. Only a 14-point intraday range, but need to close above 36.50, exactly where we're trading right now for a new all-time closing high.
Yeah, Johnny, we had already covered it, but CRM definitely looking good. Another one that's looking good that's mentioned here in the chat, NVIDIA with a nice push. Looks like it's become sexy again, man. I remember when this one.
When is that? Boy, that you talk about a stock split run. Holy mackerel. I don't know. Maybe just play it up into the split, right? Or, the day it's declared. 720. I mean, this thing is knocked out. Wow, it had the initial bump. I remember that day to 600, 610. But boy, owning it into the split. Just keep an eye on that split day, and the expectations after that. But so far, big run up to a new all-time high. 3 days of consolidation, and then another bump up. So sky's the limit here for NVIDIA going into the stock split.
All right, guys, let's go ahead. Let's get some tickers in the chat. If you guys got some tickers you are standing out to you, definitely put them in the chat. I'll keep going through and getting some of those. It looks like I might have not been wrong. I'm going to get into that kind of meme stock a little bit later, guys. So definitely stick around. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But even some other ones not doing too bad today. Wish, a day 2 move today, not looking that bad.
Wish whoosh. They should change it to whoosh, because that's what this does. Couple lows that it had on Wednesday and Thursday, and then just $10 filled the gap here that you had in trading from on the way down. You filled it back on the way back up. It's crazy stock. I mean, I guess you're holding 10 here. You got to look to it, to rebound. Actually, 4 lows between 971 and 10 and a quarter. So 10, your rock solid support. This might just grind for a couple days, because you did get to 12, 1192, and you backed off. So, man, maybe a couple days of consolidation to decide whether it wants to bust above 12 or break below 10. But then if you do bust above that 12, got a lot of people holding from this day. So double bottom, adding a little bit of support here to Wish. That's actually context logic. S&Ps at the highs of the intraday session. We are now green by $1.50, $1.75, $2, $38.50. Looks like we are close to posting a new all-time closing high.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to catch up in the chat here. Going to bring one more before we get on out of here. We did see kind of a sideways day. I didn't see too much going on in kind of gambling stocks, but being mentioned in the chat, DKNG, GAN, PEN. We can just take a look maybe at the leaders, DKNG and PEN.
Okay, let's go with DKNG. And, I guess falling into the reopening play. Just a little too much at 56 now, or excuse me, 55, just above 55, wherever these 2 daily highs early last week. It was actually 56, 55, 61, and 56. A little pullback here. This is important. We're trading right at the low from the 7th at 50.32. And a couple other lows in the 49 handle, 49.22, 49.76. So this is a very important area here. So we're having a decline. You did go from 40 to 56. That's a big move. 18-point move. So 9. Ooh, now if you're looking to reload here and you're looking at area of support and working with the 50% retracement, next couple days, 49 to 50, huge for DKNG. Penn, haven't looked at this one. Tried to rally, just stopped. This looks like it's almost more of a trading range stock more than anything. 84, that held that, or excuse me, yeah, 84 held the last 2 days. On the downside, you did bust through yesterday's low, and you're working on Wednesday's low. So important to hold 82, or excuse me, hold 80 with 2 lows in that area. If not, you drop off to the 77.50 handle. Spoos going green here, going green by 5 points. Our next target here is the pre-market high of 47.50. But now trading above the mid-range and above Friday's high. So some early buying or late buying coming into the market here as we enter the last 5 minutes.
Definitely. Just noted that I did see in the chat someone talked about how Cat had a big pullback. That wasn't that big. It's just been on a downtrend. We'll see if we catch a bid. I think this has to do with just kind of that rotation from value, probably, or infrastructure going into more of these bigger high tech names.
Right. Boy, that's an extended sell-off, and you didn't need much to stick around in this one. If you can see it did hold that closing print. 1580, caught it right here, right in the area of these lows. 1604. Also, 1565 was another low. How low we get today? 15 even. So you undercut those lows a little bit. You are coming back though. It looks like you're going to settle in the upper half or near the top of the session. Let's see. We very possibly break this nasty string of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th day of lower highs. And making a new low for the move, the recent downtrend and turning up. I think you gotta watch Cat here. See if we can take out Deer chart looking kind of similar. So it's good. Not good that they've been going down like that, but sure nice rebound off the intraday low.
All right, that's probably going to do it for us from the chat. I did see some other stocks mentioned. Of course, HD was being mentioned by Andrew. We'll kind of see how the home construction play keeps playing.
Look at that! Wow,
man, what a kind of reversal there in the daily.
Yeah, but look at that, so tight over. Look at this over the last. I mean, we talk about striking when the stock's not in motion. Almost 350 to 300, putting in a bunch of lows at the same area and a bunch of highs at the same area too. So it's not going to stick around here forever. That's 313 on the upside, traded 151 down at $1.51. But quiet, not trying to turn up, but at least it stopped going down at the same speed that it had earlier. Just before we look into the close here, wow, Lowe's doing the same thing. Pull back off the high, but finding buyers in the same area.
All right, guys, it's probably going to do it for us today. We'll take a look at the market as we're closing up, but definitely an interesting day as we're starting to get a lot of moves kind of in those tech stocks. One to mention, we don't have to go in it, but yeah, Square is one that I'll definitely keep an eye out. You'll see PayPal kind of leading out. That's an interesting one to keep on watch. A lot of these big tech names, man, the growth names starting to really get in favor again. We'll definitely keep on watch, and I'm sure you'll hear about it tomorrow if we kind of continue in this trend. Yeah,
I was just going to go out here. Nice turnaround, almost 20 points off the low, up 6.5. So we went from down 11 handles, 12 handles to up 6.5, heading into the quad witch, and just a strong session. Pre-market high, which is all-time high, 47.50. maybe get there in the well, we got the last minute and then also the extended trade till 5. So thanks, Mitch. It was a good day for the market. We got a little rally here into the close, another new all-time closing high for the index. So we'll be back tomorrow morning.
Definitely, guys. So definitely, we're gonna stick around. I should have Edwin joining me, do a little bit of talking, some short report coming on next, guys. You guys. I would never try to leave early. Come on. You know I'm sticking around. I ain't going nowhere. Ding, 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 ding. There it is. Just wanted to go ahead and get on Joel out of here. Joel actually jumped on. He did me the favor and jumping on, helping out. What you guys think? Definitely of Joel joining us. Now we can talk a little bit about it since we're after the bell here. The woof. When the dogs go barking, the dogs come barking. Definitely. I wanted to get in it in Money Mitch, but might as well just take a look right here as we keep moving up. We talked about it early on at the close, but man, look at this. Look at this candle here. I actually gave it on the first hourly chart, first hourly candle here, guys. Look at this nice move into the close here. This is woof. And the dogs are coming barking, guys. Definitely take a look at that, guys. That's a big move up there. I'm definitely going to keep my eye out on woof as you see this big push up into tomorrow. I was thinking about buying it, man, and I was just I got a little hesitant because I was coming on the show and I had to come in and kind of do some research. But definitely one that I'm going to keep watching. Woofy woof. I hope that you guys heard me early. I wanted to bring it early because if I brought it at Money Mitch and I didn't talk about it early on at the close, you guys probably would have told me that I was just picking it off kind of the scanners. But definitely I could see this one moving, and man, it started lifting and got to rocket up there, up all the way up there to 29.02. Let's take a look at the daily. Where could we run into some resistance? Where is the next stop? I think you're going to run into resistance somewhere near kind of this 29.43. Let's see if we've gotten up there towards that level. We still haven't gotten up towards that level. Rejecting from 29.02. We'll see if we can get up there towards that 29.43. I think you might run into some resistance near that level. What's the catalyst, Jason B? I think this is just a meme stock. I personally don't know exactly a catalyst for it. I definitely think it's just a meme stock starting to get some lift. I saw it today early start getting some lift. I had to put it on radar, and I'm glad I did. So definitely, guys, smash the like. It looks like Edwin's a little bit late. Looks like we don't have Edwin here. So I can talk a little bit about some short reports also, and then we can get right into Money Mitch if you guys want to do that. So definitely smash the like. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys want me to getting into Money Mitch. I'll definitely be getting into that. But, man, that wolf trade, I'm glad I put it on radar. And just to put it on out there for everyone, I'm sure you're going to start seeing kind of an article come out on it. Looks like we already got it already. But I think you could see this one already start moving. There's the ones. They want to see the Money Mitch. Jason Raznick in the house. Jason, I still feel bad, man. I gave you Genie, and it's been pulling back, but I will let you know I am trying to add into this play, and we'll see if we can get this one kind of moving back. Jason, sorry about that one. You don't get them all right. I got to be transparent. You don't get them all right. So, CRSR was definitely one that was on my radar. Mitch, Jason must be paying Mitch overtime. Whew. I don't need to be paid overtime. I love doing this, guys. No, really, I do, guys. I love being on here with you guys. Love talking about opportunities, giving you guys a chance to get stocks like Wolf before they make big move ups. One of the ones that I was given for a long time was Corsair. I'll talk a little bit more about that coming up on Money Mitch. But I wanted to talk about Square. Square, guys, we didn't get into it. Look at this one. This one's looking great too right now. I think this one's one that you keep on radar, guys. This one coming off a nice bottom, starting to push back up there to those 231s, has a high of 283. And with this one being said, I would definitely take a look at PayPal because PayPal is pushing and I think leading it. So look at that push also. You could see this one continue to move, and that's PayPal, guys. I would keep an eye out on those. Those are on my radar. Another one, definitely Tesla. I think it's going to rip, man. I think it's going to rip. It had a good day today. I think it's going to be very important tomorrow to get through that 620. Start pushing up there. I think a 650 look would look great into Wednesday, later in the week. So I'll be keeping this one on radar, guys. That's Tesla. Keep it on watch. Let's see if it gets a lift. All right, guys. Catching up with the chat. What's up? FGF did well today. Jason, I'll take a look at it for you. Why not? Stocks from the chat, guys. FGF. Let's take a look. This is a financial one. Nice run up. Quick pull back down. Let's see where the resistance is. See if there's a prior resistance, and that's why it's running into that. Let's go back on the weekly, see what we see here, and see where the resistance is really. I mean, it looks like you're having some prior resistance up here, but it's not like it's affecting too much the stock now. The only problem is it looking like it's topping out a little bit there in the 940s. Biggest thing for me is that it holds this low. This low right here is 840. So if it can hold that a low on 840 pullback, maybe push back above this $9 level, that's what I would like to see. But today, a quick pullback from that 942 level, as you saw it spike up, but then come back down. So we'll see if this one can continue moving. This is FGF. I'll keep an eye on that one. What's up? Jason, you long that one? We'll see if it can get up there. You're saying your target's looking at 1250 by August? I'll keep an eye on that one. Of course, Stonebridge. We actually brought the Bitcoin stocks this morning to pre-market prep. That was BT. That was Mara. We talked about that. We could get a lift out at the gate. And, man, they made a nice rip up right out the gates and then kind of pulled back. That's why you kind of got to get some of these, maybe these plays into that opening move. But definitely Mara with a good one. Riot also, you can see that lift. And definitely a good play that we brought up in pre-market prep. I don't like it when FGF goes down. I don't either, Jason. I mean, we definitely got to keep it moving. CRSR was one that I was battling with for a long time. Happy that one came up with the SES show. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up Money Mitch next. You guys have Money Mitch. I'm going to get into Wolf, talk some CRSR. I got some more stocks that are making moves. You guys already know I bring the fire. I got the fire coming up next. Subscribe to the channel like Jason Raznick says. Hit the like button. Hit the share. The best show in the afternoon coming on next. Money Mitch. I might be a little biased, but definitely, guys, check it out, guys. At the close, that's going to wrap it up for At the Close. We'll see you on the next show. All you got to do is just hit the link. And guess what? I'll be starting up Money Mitch in less than a minute.
All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.